Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are continuing today in my D-Stash series of KB Shimmer, and today we are tackling reds. So when we were sorting these out, and I say we because my 5-year-old helped me, some pinks got thrown in, some purples got thrown in, some things kind of looked red in the bottle, but it's like a red shimmer. So there are reds, this is the red video, but there are sprinkled in other colors. I will link KB Shimmer in the description box. I will also link my D-Stash link. So what kind of worked last time is my D-Stash link is down there, and then if you wanted something in particular, you put it in the note in an order, because I can't list each polish individually on my site. And then I will update the description box to put an X next to the polishes that have been claimed. And just as a disclaimer, these polishes are good. They're not anything that I'm de-stashing. It's not trash polishes. I have a separate, like, I'm tossing the ones that are just not good. The polishes that, as I go through my thousands of polishes, are not good. I do just go ahead and trash those. So the things that I'm de-stashing are good polishes. They're just things that I don't find myself wearing. Okay, all that being said, I have a ton of KB Shimmers to look at. I think there are 18 in total, and let's go ahead and get started. So starting us off, we have Berry and Bright. This one came out in November of 2024. It's definitely a pink leaning red, but it does have this pink shimmer to it. This one was already hard. I am de-stashing it, but as I'm watching it, I'm like, dang, that's beautiful. I got full coverage in 2 coats. There's no brush strokes through the shimmer. It does dry pretty glossy all on its own, and a great formula, but I do have to get rid of it. Next up, we have Core Values. This one came out in September of 2023. This one's like a vampy purpley red, and then it's got a red to gold aurora, but the shimmery particles of this are very large, so it's like an aurora flake. Obviously, I don't have any descriptions for any of these. I am making those up on the fly. I did get 2 coats for full coverage on this one, and I do plan on keeping this. I love that big flake aurora. Next up, we have Fallin, and this one came out in September of 2024. This one's like a deep red jelly, and then it's got ultra chrome chameleon flakes, but they're the like sheer ones. They're not, oh, I can't even think of the word, but they're the like sheer ultra chrome chameleon flakes. They are shifty. They're just not super opaque. I did do 3 coats for this one, and it is beautiful, but I don't see myself reaching for it in the foreseeable future, so I am going to de-stash this one. It is in a jelly base, so it is sheer, it is buildable. You'll want some top coat for this one because it can dry textured and removal is easy, but there are 3 coats. Next up, we're looking at For the Pun of It, and this one also came out in September of 2024. I'm sorry if you hear Pongo walking around and squeaking his toys in the background. I literally cannot stop it. But this one is like an oil slick multi-chrome, and its primary color shifts are a red to green, which is why it's in the red category. Again, very beautiful. Again, I am going to de-stash this one. I don't think ever just worn a straight multi-chrome manicure. Next up, we have It's Fall Good. Again, came out in September 2024. This one is like a purple red jelly, and it's got actual ultra chrome chameleon flakes, I believe. Formula is good. Again, it is a jelly, so it is a little bit sheer. I did get full coverage in 2 coats, but I wouldn't be surprised if others needed 3 coats. A good formula. I am de-stashing this one. Next up, we have Jelly Much. This one came out in August 2022 Polish Pickup, and this one's a straight up pink. I don't know how it got mixed up with red, but it is a straight up pink, and it's got a red to gold aurora shimmer. It's very nicely, finely milled shimmer, but I didn't have any brush strokes throughout this. I got full coverage in 2 coats. I think it's a pretty solid 2-coater, but I am going to go ahead and de-stash this one. As much as I love the gold and pink combination, I did keep a similar one in my pink video. Next up, we have Knit Happens. This one came out in December of 2020. It's an apple red, but it's got a linear holographic effect, and again, those big, these ones aren't ultra chrome chameleon flakes, they're like ghost flakes almost. Very opaque here in this first coat. I am going to go ahead and keep this one. I think this is a very stunning red, shade of red, and I do love all the additions to it. So 2 coats and I am keeping her. Up next, we're looking at Mull It Over. This one also came out in September of 2024. I don't know if all these dates are right, but that's what I found. But there's a lot in here for September 2024. This one's a super dark, vampy red, and it does have a red shimmer. I am a absolute sucker for these kind of shades. And this one is staying in my collection. Absolutely stunning, full coverage in 2 coats, a very sexy manicure, very classic, classy. I really, really enjoy this, and I'm so happy I found it. Next up, we have Noel It All, and this one came out in December 2023. This is a cherry red, and then it's full of reflective glitter. If you saw my last video, you know I don't love reflective glitters. They're fine, they're beautiful, and KB Shimmer does them really, really well. But I didn't keep any in my last video, and this one I am gonna keep. Again, I love this shade of red, and I do think that the reflective glitter in here is stunning. Next up, we have Public Displays of Confection, and this one came out in September of 2022. It's a dusty purple blue, so I'm not really sure how it ended up in the red category, but this also has holographic flakes. It's got a multi-chrome effect to it and a red shimmer and all the things happening. I got full coverage in 2 coats. I love these kind of kitchen sink polishes, so this one is staying in my collection. Next up, we have Red, White, and Brews. This one came out in June of 2021. It's a red base with holographic glitter. This is so old school indie, and I think it's so stunning. I did get full coverage in 2 coats. I am going to go ahead and destash this one. I think if I was to reach for any kind of red hollow, it would be the linear hollow one, so I just don't see myself needing this one. Next up, we have So Cordial, and this one is an orangey red linear hollow. This is what I was talking about with the previous polish, that if I was going to reach for a red hollow, it'd probably be something more like this. This came out in November of 2018. I did get full coverage in 2 coats, and I don't know if I actually said it or I just alluded to it, but this one's staying in my collection. Obviously, I have a soft spot for these really bright reds, and this one's absolutely stunning, and it is going to be perfect around the holidays. So there are 2 coats. Next up, we have That's My Jam, and this one came out in July of 2024. This is a hot pink with a bright red shimmer. Again, pink ended up in the red video. I apologize, but we are still looking at it. This one is so stinking bright, and it is so stinking beautiful, but I am going to destash it, just not something that I can see myself wearing in the near future, so I don't need to hold on to it, but there are 2 coats. Next up, we have Totally Stoked. This one came out in December 2021. It's a purpley red with an aurora shimmer and hollow flakes. This was a really, really hard one. I am destashing it, but I was very on the fence between this one and Public Displays of Confection. But I did like the base color of that one just a little bit more, so I kept that one, but reluctantly I am destashing this one. Lastly, for today, we're looking at Yes, We Cran. This came out in December of 2023. It's a light purple with pink iridescent flakes. I don't know how. Again, I ended up with so many not reds in the red video. I got full coverage in 2 coats. I love the shifty quality of this one, but I am going to go ahead and destash it. Purple's not really my jam, and this one does lean a little bit too purple for me. Okay guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know what your favorite and least favorite was from today's video. And I do think when I'm doing these like larger destashes, like going through 21 nail polishes, I'm going to stick to the voiceover style, because as I write things down, it's easier for me to keep track of things as opposed to going through things and giving like raw opinions. It's easier for me to destash them in the end to be able to compare things. So I do think for the foreseeable future, I will be continuing in this voiceover style destash. Okay guys, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. I will talk to you again next time. Bye!